What's up YouTube? I'm back again with another video, and today we're going to take a look at the current state of Rolls-Royce, how they got to where they are today, and what they might be doing to push themselves forward into the future. If you like these types of videos, please remember to hit like and subscribe. I appreciate all the feedback. You guys are awesome. And yeah, without more to say, let's get right into it. If you've been following Rolls-Royce, you would know that over the last month, the stock has seen a sharp decline. I believe this is due to a bunch of different factors, all of it starting off with the earnings, which was right at the beginning of the actual Ukraine invasion. They announced the departure of their CEO, Warren East. And I believe those things are what caused the first panic and the massive sell-off we saw that first day. Some other factors that brought us to where we are today is the overall state of the stock market. It's not only Rolls-Royce dropping. Basically every stock in the market, unless it has something to do with oil, is down quite a bit since the end of January. And a lot of that is attributed to supply chain issues, inflation, and overall negative sentiment in the market. Personally, I believe that high gas prices and the Russian-Ukraine conflict will benefit the push to green energy and net zero that Rolls-Royce is trying to spearhead at the moment. And also, unfortunately, this could spur some defense spending in other countries around the world, which Rolls-Royce does do business in. If there's any other bad news or bad catalysts you guys can think of, throw it in the comments. These are just the first ones that came to my head. Maybe there's something else that I missed. So if you think of something else that caused the stock to drop so hard, throw it in the comments. I would appreciate it. Now that we've gone over some of the bad news, let's have a look at some of the good news. There has been a lot of positive momentum towards Rolls-Royce small modular reactors. And there is a massive push right now due to the European energy crisis. With natural gas and oil prices so high, there is a major need for some type of reliable, clean, efficient, and cheap energy. Here's a video Rolls-Royce released of the construction process. And the overall concept. Now, personally, I think given the whole Russia-Ukraine conflict and situation over there with what happened to Chernobyl and the other nuclear power plant, I have a feeling this is going to be a lot sturdier. Now, this is a tent they want to build first to ensure the job site stays busy 24/7 for rapid construction. But yeah, like I said, I think the design will have to change. These things are going to have to be bomb-proof and built like tanks. The idea behind this video is to show how rapidly it can be produced and how it may blend in to the surrounding environment. In a recent press release, Rolls-Royce announced that Qatar had invested £85 million to secure a 10% stake in the SMR business. With that last investment, Rolls-Royce is now fully funded, having secured £490 million through commercial equity and UK research innovation. Next up, Rolls-Royce announced that they'd be working with Turkey to help create their 5th generation combat aircraft engine. This would be Turkey's premier fighter jet, and it would replace its current fleet. So it is good to see that Rolls-Royce would have some part in creating that engine. Next up, because of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Germany has announced it will spend 100 billion euros to beef up their military. And the reason why that is good news for Rolls-Royce is because we actually own MTU, a German company that produces all types of diesel engines for tanks, train cars, and all types of different military equipment. Now, there's no guarantee that they acquire any contracts from that announcement, but it's good to know that Rolls-Royce does have a shot in securing some kind of contract. MTU also produces the MT-30, which powers some of the world's biggest warships and is the most powerful gas turbine engine in the world, according to them. It was also announced a few months ago that Australia, through a joint partnership with the UK and the US, will be creating their own fleet of nuclear submarines. Now, there's no guarantee that the Rolls-Royce model will be the one selected by the Australian Navy, but there is a pretty high chance they will be involved in some way, shape, or form. Also, Australia has announced that they will be accelerating their submarine plans, and just recently they announced they are going to be building a submarine base on the East Coast that will host US vessels as well as a refueling station. Something interesting about Australia and nuclear submarines and why we might be so keen for them to have them is Australia accounts for a staggering 40% of the world's total identified uranium recoverable at a low cost. Now, Australia themselves as a country does not believe in nuclear power or nuclear weapons, but they will supply uranium to everybody else, which makes them a great fueling station for nuclear-powered ships and submarines. Next up, super importantly, Rolls-Royce was awarded the contract to replace the engines on America's B-52 fleet. The work will be done by Rolls-Royce Liberty Works in Indianapolis for 608 new engines to replace them all over 17 years and a $2.5 billion contract. Now, some really exciting things we have to look forward to is the partnership with Vertical Aerospace. And what's so great about this is Vertical Aerospace will be using Rolls-Royce electric motors to power their aircraft. And they already have a pre-order book of 1,350 aircraft valued up to $5.4 billion, with customers including American Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, Japan Airlines, and others. So if you think about it, 1,350 aircraft with 4 motors each, that's over 5,000 motors for Rolls-Royce to stay busy with over the next few years. Recently, Vertical Aerospace released this video showing a full-scale model of their aircraft. I gotta say, it's a good looking plane or helicopter, whatever it is, eVTOL. Top speed of 200 miles per hour, a range of over 100 miles. 0 operational emissions. The biggest part right there, near silence in flight. That is the biggest headache that eVTOLs and air taxis have to face right now. Something else that I stumbled across that I thought was very interesting was this video posted by Bloomberg recently where they go over airships. In this video, they talk about airships being some of the most green forms of travel they could possibly think of. If you ask me, this has Rolls-Royce's name written all over it. You have giant electric fans on the sides. The thought behind this is that people could go on an air cruise. So if you can imagine staying in one of these for over a week, they're talking about flying over the North Pole or going to the Grand Canyon. I think that's super interesting. You know, maybe Rolls-Royce is into this. It's very secretive right now, but man, it would be cool if they were involved with this. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I mean, there's one more big elephant in the room, and that's that COVID-19 restrictions have been going down. Borders have been opening up. Vaccine passports and foreign travelers have been allowed to enter countries, and we will see, fingers crossed, a major surge in travel this summer. I'm hoping everything just goes back to normal. We said this before, so don't get your hopes up too high. You know, as far as the stock price, I say it's a buy. Again, I wouldn't go all in. If you don't have a position here, you know, maybe now's a good time just to open one up. And, you know, the way I suggest doing it is, let's say you have X amount of dollars that you want to put into Rolls-Royce. Start off with just 5% of that amount at a time, you know. You can always add more. FOMO buying is probably one of the most dangerous things you can do, because then you might find yourself locked into a position at a price you don't really like and miss out on opportunities later on. But yeah, guys, I'm still super bullish. Still, I believe this is a multi-year hold. It's going to take a while for all these things to really hit their stride. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. Appreciate everyone that stuck around this long. That's all I got for today. Hope y'all make tons of money. Stock Surfer signing out.